Okay, so on the
Yo, we flying through your neighborhood at hyperspeed. Astral traveling off that hydro weed. I always keep my wings on deck, smoking law.
Yo, anyway, every day, yo, I spark the lie.
I'm never hitting no coke, that's no joke. And yo, I don't poke needles in my veins, going for broke. Strictly haze for days, traveling higher. While petty people stand, wonder why I'm so wired. Cause we astral traveling, smoking sticky green. Then we mental, over my lib instrumentals. Pull out the water tool, I got the water jewels on the level. Then all the negatives settle. Tranquility, but still on the rugged. Like a gentle giant, unplugged, token on blood. Man, I get so high, I hope I don't start babbling. Yo, we astral traveling.
You know we about to.
Get stoned. Get
You know we about to.
stoned.
Yo, you know we about to.
Stoned. Get
Yo, you know we about to.
stoned.
You know we about to.
Get stoned.
Yo, we flying through your neighborhood at hyperspeed. Astral traveling off that hydro weed. I always keep my wings on deck, smoking live.
Yo, every day, anyway, yo, I spark the lie.
I'm never hitting no coke, that's no joke. And y'all don't poke needles in my veins, I don't be going for broke. Strictly haze for days, traveling higher. While petty people stand, wonder why I'm so wired. Cause we astral traveling, smoking sticky green. Then we mental, over mad lib instrumentals. Pull out the water tool, I got the water jewels on the level. Then all the negative settle.
From the split that I lived in hell.
We astral traveling.
From the split that I lived in hell. From the split that I lived in hell. From the split that I lived in hell.
Yo, how we doing tonight? All right, I got Vigilante in here, and first gonna watch the Solid JJ, then straight into the debate review. While I'm also being reviewed on the Indian Jesus channel. Fun times. I don't know why anyone would have
That's
subject
hilarious.
themselves to that. Yeah, he's watching my Rob Nor debate, and I'm just cringing. They're saying my audio is bad. I'm like, no, that's not the case. They just don't like my voice. That's fine.
That's a fucking hell of a debate to watch.
I'm telling you.
You know what I know? The only time they fucking debate review, people like Rob, people like Marte, etc. When like the people on our side fucking go against them, is when they feel like they won.
Yeah, every time.
Because like the me and Marte debate, I don't think I saw a single motherfucker debate review that on the right. Because he got fucking dog walked.
Yeah, I don't think I won the debate. Like, factually, I won the debate, but tactics-wise, like for points, it was mostly to Rob because he took up most of the time. He controlled the conversation. Like, just is what it is. Like, rhetorically, he stomped my face in. Factually, he danced around reality itself. So, all right, gonna play the Solid JJ video. Let me see if I can string it in here too. There's this one's gonna be a banger just based on events that have happened today.
Starting to shake.
You'd be correct.
Well, who would have thought when you get sent back in time to ancient Egypt, you don't hang out with the guy who's named Apocalypse?
We don't know that for sure. It's 50-50.
I am Apocalypse.
Best of three.
Kneel before me, worms.
I can't. How? Come on, man.
Professor, what do we do?
Don't worry, Kurt. I've got something in mind.
Prepare to die in
Drop
sex.
him down.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
oh, why? My mother.
Want to see it
I
again?
just told you about her. Why would you weaponize it?
Gonna be.
Oh, damn it, fuck.
Really, she's thinking he dies in.
You'll pay for that. You'll all pay.
You leave me no choice. Time to show you the worst trauma this world can offer.
Charles, no, wait.
Holocaust beam. Go!
Holocaust beam.
Wait, hold on. What was that?
The Holocaust?
The Holocaust. Oh, you know, I like the name of that. That was pretty fucked up. I believe I'll have a Holocaust of my own.
Oh,
That's
no.
a good idea.
Shit.
Oh, no.
Charles?
Did we just give him the idea to do a Holocaust?
For a second, I don't even remember any of
No,
them.
I'm totally doing that.
Well, here's one from our friend Logan.
Wait, Charles,
Dropping
Charles.
the nuclear bomb.
Oh, that is amazing. Splitting an atom. I would have never thought of that on my own. I'm adding that to the list.
You don't have a list.
I've got a list and it's growing. Keep 'em coming.
Stop giving him ideas.
Normally it works.
Maybe if we combine him.
Oh, yeah, that's a great
No,
idea.
not you.
Combine the Holocaust and nuclear war.
God, no. Quick, give me more trauma.
Atomic
Give me more
Holocaust.
trauma.
Is he trying to do some
What's
sort
up,
of
Tyler?
trauma spirit bomb?
You ask a lot of questions.
Enough. We gotta
Your
get back
prep
to our
helped
time
me out a
now.
lot,
Wait, I got it.
but
No.
his tactics were just too
Electronic
strong.
mix anything. We've got the Holocaust, the Atomic War, the Trail of Tears, and something to do with January 6th. I don't know. Bit of a
Something to
convoluted
do with
one. We'll figure it out.
January
You've
6th.
fucked us. You've royally fucked the world. He's gonna do all of that now.
Hold on, we can fix this.
How?
Bishop, this time machine. Are there any limitations?
Not exactly, but we can.
Then we use the time machine to find other moments in history, other moments of immense debilitating trauma.
Huh?
What?
And if those aren't enough, then we can create them. Combining Chernobyl with Pompeii, fill the Hindenburg with puppies and orphans, a Holocaust with atomic orphans.
Charles!
What?
Hear yourself, man.
No, keep going. Something about orphans?
Trauma bombing someone might work when they have a hint of humanity left in them, but this man is pure evil, Charles. You're only fueling him.
You're right. It's all so clear to me now. Let me try this.
Just fuel me. Give me more. What?
What did you show him now? One of the greatest tragedies in the world. Eddie Murphy's filmography.
I don't understand. He did Delirious and Raw. He had the world.
Okay,
by the
I'll
balls,
explain
right?
it as soon as this is
No,
over.
no,
This is
God.
ridiculous.
I know.
Oh God, Pluto Mars.
Alright, but God. Wow, there's nothing left. There's no point.
Well, that worked.
Did you learn your lesson, Charles?
it ended up working how I thought it would, so
What's
not
up,
really.
bro?
Then you wonder why people want us dead. You're actively turning me against my own people. I'm becoming a self-hating mutant.
This goes against everything I thought you stood for, Professor. The bigotry, the social segregation. How are we supposed to fight all of that?
What's
when
up,
this is
Zephyr?
what you're...
Oh, sorry, I thought I had the safety on there.
Beam the Holocaust into his brain and he liked
What does he
it.
mean, like me?
We should
Oh,
go.
separate water. What's a water fountain?
Wait a minute, let's go.
Did you give him the idea of racism? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong?
This video is brought to you by Gamersops, and the flavor of the week is the Dragon.
Okay, so yeah, the Rob debate was pretty on the rough side. Like, I laid out the core of the corruption that I was looking at and then showing like how much his net worth grew. And then Rob proceeded to steer the conversation to Trump's persecution, court cases, then managed to like say, okay, well, you know, you've been on the attack for a while. Now I'm going to go on the attack, and proceeds to just go off about Hillary's emails and FISA warrants, COVID lockdowns. He 1350'd me at one point. Like, it was all over the place, and he talks so quickly and doesn't leave a lot of room to like slide in. So you kind of have to interrupt him. The exact prompt was, hey, what's up, Katie? Your debate, Katie, my goodness, I don't even want to talk about that right now. The prompt was Trump's administration and his family are the most corrupt in modern American history. Yeah, he went straight to what the Russiagate thing, and then like when it comes down to like the FISA warrants that got Michael Flynn, which he wasn't even the person, he just happened to get wiretapped by in regard to somebody else that was issued warrants on, but only 2
No.
out of the 4 warrants weren't properly gained. They weren't illegally gained, but some of them cut some corners. Go ahead, Vigi.
I do want to point out that Russiagate is not a good argument, Tyler. It's just most people don't actually know what the fuck Russiagate was about. Russiagate specifically is like, it's actually a really bad argument for right wingers because like there was Russian interference in the election, and we have proof of Russian interference in the election. There's an entire fucking Netflix documentary about it. So we had the so there's an entire Netflix documentary about it. I don't remember the name of it right now, but the whole entire situation where there was actually Russian interference was. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. So there was that whole situation. So like the investigation into Trump, because the Russians were trying to help Trump win the election, were valid because of the fact that there was like, because the logical leap from, oh, the Russians are trying to help this person win the election, to I wonder if they're conspiring with the Russians in order to get him elected, is not a very far logical leap.
No, it's really not. But
If anybody wants to know what the fuck I'm talking about, look up Cambridge Analytica. I'll look up the name of the movie if you just want to watch the movie.
And then he said at one point that there was no Republican money put into the compiling of the Steele dossier, when it was a Republican think tank that put together the initial opposition research to begin with, and then it was bought by Hillary. But that's not even the point. But when I was mentioning like when he was going through the whole Russiagate thing,
The movie,
like there were convictions. And he's like, well, you know, just because someone got convicted, does that mean they were guilty? And I'm like, not always. There are exonerations, but in this case, he's like, okay. And then that's when I got 1350. This will all be addressed in your argument on Friday. Good deal. All right, Vigi. So I have the debate up in the stream. Let me know when you're ready to go through this.
Yep, I've got it up.
Cool.
I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna hit play. Actually, let me close my game because I need to focus.
Absolutely. I do enjoy giving people the opportunity to make fun of each other. All right. So, one more time. Sharia law and the Eastern Orthodox Church have similar moral character. 3 minutes is going to go on the clock for an uninterrupted opening from you, Vigilante. I will start the
Twitch is
clock and you start to
garbage.
talk.
Tell me it's not
So
going to skip
the
like
reality
this
that a
through
lot
the
of
whole
Christians
thing.
don't.
I think it's your internet being fucky.
Huh? You think so? Because I think it might be the stream itself. Well, if I was watching on YouTube, it wouldn't do this.
Yeah, because your voice is lagging a little bit.
Okay, so it's probably because I'm.
If you want to watch it on
Discord.
YouTube, I have it uploaded. Hold on, I have it uploaded on mine.
Send me that one, and I will.
From my POV. Give me like 2
do that.
seconds. It's unlisted right now, but I can give you the link. Actually, I sent the link to Circa, so it'd be quicker to find it that way.
But it could be my computer acting an ass again. We will see.
The nice part about my POV is you guys get to see my notes on screen.
Ew. Good point, Mom.
Because just like Destiny, I stream with my fucking Opera on stream when I'm debating. I sent it to you. I sent you the link.
Pulling it up right now. Hopefully this one doesn't trip. Fast forward it to the moment.
Oh, this is just my bot. This is just my debate.
Okay, it's just your debate. Cool.
Yep.
Let's see if we have an issue.
Straight into our second debate of the evening.
Yep, it's on me. Let me see. Is there anything I can close?
Is Tarkov updating? Because that could be slowing you down. Oh wait, no, that's my fucking taskbar at the bottom. That's my taskbar at the bottom. I'm
Yeah,
retarded.
I don't have Tarkov.
It took me a second to realize I was staring at my taskbar, not yours.
Good. Just make sure I have everything I can close closed. But it could just be the internet. All right, let's see. Stuff is closed. Let's see if it runs.
Buddy. That second debate is.
Yep, I cannot stream it in the Discord and here at the same
Second
time.
debate is.
It's just not going to work.
You want me to stream it on my end?
Going to be.
That might help.
Very spicy. I'm going to reiterate. Fucking. I know I am.
Because I can play it with it not in the Discord, but I can't do it as is.
I gotta. If I want to see you chat, I'll get a pull up chat right now.
No idea.
Second debate of the evening, everybody.
Okay, so let me switch
that second debate is.
The screen up.
Oh wait, hang on. I'm sorry.
Now I'm seeing myself. What is going on?
Yeah, Groofus. I really only play PvE Tarkov now. Fucking PvP Tarkov's been way too toxic for a while.
Switch to the open panel. This is not working. So many technical issues. Okay, there we go.
Let me know when you got it up and I can hit play.
Okay, you should be good.
All right, boom. Second debate is going to be very spicy. I'm going to reiterate, fucking, I know I am seriously just barking into the dark. Please, y'all, keep your shots above the belt as much as possible. I know that's not going to be easy for y'all. Just don't get me fucking TOS. That's all I ask, okay? Just don't get me TOS. I don't want.
You had a lot of fear of TOS this night.
Sharia law and the Eastern Orthodox Church have similar moral characters. We are going to go to our affirmative first Vigilante TV, or regular here on the DMZ. Please, Vigi, tell everybody who you are, what you're about, and where they can find you. I'll drop your link in the chat.
I can skip this. Yeah.
Click and a follow.
My name is Edison.
Sharia to talk.
So, the reality that a lot of Christians don't want to hear is that Sharia law is Islamic ethics that are informed by Christian and Jewish ethics that came before it. Muslim ethics is Judeo-Christian ethics with a few slight modifications. This becomes obvious when we analytically look at the text and the spirit of the ethics in the Abrahamic trio. It also becomes self-evident. The prompt asks us whether these systems share underlying character, which fundamentally is a question of structural similarity and underlying values, not surface-level policy comparison. In this debate, we must define what we mean by moral character. This is the underlying architecture of an ethical system, its telos, its method of moral reasoning, and how it relates to spiritual life, not a checklist of penalties or enforcement. Let's go through a few examples that they share. A rejection of unearned gains. Usury and gambling are both categorically forbidden in both Sharia and Orthodox paristic tradition. The church sees it as an act of interest-taking and exploitation of the needy. Both Islam and Orthodoxy ground this in the same moral principle that profit without labor or risk taken at another's expense is theft. The same principle applies to gambling by both. Both systems define the moral life as a progressive assimilation to God, not a compliance for compliance sake system. Obedience is instrumental to divine likeness, not the point itself. Both integrate this through reasoned tradition method rather than raw command. Both traditions refuse the secular separation of legal and spiritual life. Sharia governs spiritual, ethical, and legal life as one. Orthodox canon law functions the same way, refusing to separate the material observance from the soul's transformation towards the kingdom. Both traditions, when fused with state power, produce structurally identical patterns. We see this when we compare Russia, who's heavily influenced by the Orthodox Church, to Islamic practices in the Middle East. Sacred territorial claims, war reframed as sacred duty, the suppression of internal dissent. Both cases, the tradition's own theologians reject this weaponization as corruption, not an expression of authentic doctrine.
Tyler.
This shows that the shared moral character is self-evident. This is just the start of the moral comparisons that can be drawn between the two. The Quran even states that God has revealed the laws for all. To quote from the Quran itself, judge then in the affairs of men in accordance with the law that Allah has revealed, and do not follow their desires in disregard of the truth which has come to you. For each of you we have appointed the law and a way of life, and Allah has so willed it. He would surely have made you one single community. Instead, he gave each of you a law and a way of life in order to test you by what he gave you.
So,
Bro, I
pause real
hate
quick.
listening to my stutter. I hate. Yeah, I was gonna pause it anyway. I hate my stutter so fucking much. I really do.
I mean, just got to get used to it, or get some elocution lessons or something. But all the same, like I think you should have added a bit more comparison, like comparative cases within your opening. It was a good opening, and it's really trying to establish that they both have very similar characteristics, but I think you could use a few more comparisons in there.
Yeah, and I've already said this in the after party. What I was trying to do was use the comparisons that I don't actually care about in my opening statement. That way, I could backload all the comparisons that I did actually care about in my closing statement and during the debate. That way, I could force Emmett to engage with them. Kind of pulled a little bit of a bait and switch in order to force Emmett to engage, because we both know Emmett is notorious for not engaging.
Yeah, and we're gonna see some of that. So let's see how the cross goes.
So, Emmett, 3 minutes is going on the clock for you. Cross-examine. This is your time to either cross-examine or rebut
This man with the
as you
notes.
see fit. I will start the clock when you start to talk.
Perfect. So, first question: what is ethics?
Ethics is the way that a moral system functions in reality.
And would you agree with me that the moral system decides what is good?
The moral system decides what. You need to turn up the video audio.
I just did.
Is good. Ethics is how it is actually done in practice.
Since you are the person that says that these systems are similar, how do you get to the point of you saying what is good?
My own personal
hold on,
beliefs are irrelevant to the debate
Pause it.
because of the fact that.
So he's setting up tag immediately, like off rip. Like, how can you say that this is good and this isn't good? So he wants to proclaim whatever you're saying is a subjective standard, but at the same time, this isn't what the argument should be. It's about the comparison of the two religions.
Yeah, and honestly, like this is the first. I don't think I've ever engaged with the tag argument. So I just kind of chose to ignore it.
You could do that. All right, let's see how you go.
I am neither a Christian nor I'm a Muslim.
So you don't know what is good at all?
I personally use a consequentialist standard. I actually disagree with the ethics of both Islam and Eastern Orthodox Christianity, which is why I see them as similar.
Okay, so you use a consequentialist standard. So you think the consequences of being a Christian and being a Muslim are the same?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you would say that for example, if I were to look at the IQ of a Christian nation, if I were
Oh
to
my
look at the
God.
IQ of a Muslim nation, they would have the same IQ, right?
I mean, IQ is not an accurate measure of pretty much fucking anything except problem solving. So, but
For example,
not
fucking
sure.
your cousins?
Yeah, you mean incest, which is treated as which is actually something that is forbidden in both
acceptable in one. No, it's completely acceptable in Islam, but we
it
can.
is not
I mean,
acceptable in Islam.
If you don't
I have a
wanna,
verse in the
go
Quran.
into that, that's fine.
No,
You
you
said
can
the
go into that
telos.
if you
What is
want.
the telos of
I've got
Islam?
that I was not something I looked into too much. I was mostly going for comparisons here.
So you don't know the telos of either the Islam position or the Christian position. You just mentioned the idea of the telos, and never actually got into the telos of them, right?
No, I didn't look into the telos of either position. I don't necessarily think it's
Perfect.
entirely relevant.
And you mentioned that they will have like structure patterns that are similar, but you only mentioned surface level similarities, which is kind of weird. Like, yeah, they both agree with Tef being wrong, but that would be surface level, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, I used those specific examples for a reason. I have plenty more that
They have
will show up
a
during the debate.
yeah. Do you have an structural example in which both of them are structurally the same?
It's not about structure, it's about moral character. The actual structure doesn't matter. The
get
moral
back to the
character
point.
behind
Good.
the two systems is what matters.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We're going to go ahead and go to
That
your
was
openings now.
the
Emmett,
craziest
3 minutes is on the
cross,
clock
and
for
he
you,
was
sir. I'll
trying
start
to
it up
be
when you
bad
start to talk.
faith. So, when
Yeah, shut that shit down.
when he addresses the whole incest thing, like there's definitely incest within the Bible. I don't believe in Sharia or in any Islamic text does it give an okay to incest.
No, it actually, unlike the Bible, it actually forbids specific kinds of incest. I kind of once the open starts, I kind of, and like, I think after my cross, I kind of misrepresent the incest thing a little bit. But like, it actually does, forbid incest, unlike the Bible or the Torah.
I mean, the Bible kind of touches on it in Leviticus, I believe, but all the same, there was still incest going on, so his argument is meaningless.
I don't know if it touches on it at all in the Bible.
Unfortunately, it does. Yep, Leviticus.
Oh, Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20. Okay, that makes sense.
I wasn't actually sure of where he was gonna go, but as we can hear from him a moment ago, he just disagreed with himself. If you don't have a structure, you don't have a you have a structural similarity, right? These were all surface levels. In reality, what we're looking is that the person who uses, in accordance to him, some kind of consequentialism. In reality, we all know that you're not a consequentialist. You're a subjectivist. It's in accordance to you. But fine, we'll use subjectivism, okay? So you only care, sorry, not subjectivism, we're going to use consequentialism. You only care about the consequences of the actions. Except, what are we going to do to say this consequence is good and this consequence is bad? Oh, I know, my own moral subjective standard. Whatever
How
he's trying
did
to tell
you
you
end
about
up
this
losing this when he's doing this?
proposed, ethical framework, in reality, he doesn't have one. He doesn't have access to it. He only has preferences, right? He can prefer that the Muslims and the Christians have the same ethics and the same systems, but if you actually look at the, societies of them they're different.
Because Emmett is a better debater when he's forced to engage.
Value different things. When I ask him, for example, about the idea of IQ, he tried to run away from it.
Also, because the judges caught on to the slippery tactics I was using.
In Muslim society, and that has affected their IQ. While it's not something that we agree on, and we think is good when it comes to the Christian ideations, right? Thus, I'm not entirely sure what the hell he's saying that is correct or similar, because I don't know what he means by good even. He's gonna come to me and pretend to take from my system and say this is good in your system. Well, you don't know it. You're saying that two completely different systems are similar, even though the system in itself are, it's different. The surface level, similar. The structure of it, well, very different. With that, I'm ready to go into the cross. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's see this cross.
All right.
Also, the fact that he thinks that structural similarities are more important than doctrinal similarities is actually retarded.
Well, that's the core portion of it, is like what the prescriptions are based on whatever transgression it may be and how it feeds into moral frameworks. So like what the people in the region are doing has absolutely nothing to do with it. But all the same, the similarities between Christian morals and Muslim morals are almost 1-to-1. So you should pretty easily be able to establish that.
Yeah.
Biggie, 3 minutes is on the clock for you. Go ahead and pause, stop, reset. Go ahead and start it up whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So, question. Just because you did mention the incest thing, and I do have a verse from the Quran here. Have you actually read the Quran?
Of course not.
Why should I read? Why should I read the Quran? Just asking.
Yeah. I mean,
As a
you want to.
clarification.
I mean, you're saying that like incest is not forbidden in Islam, but it is very clearly forbidden in the Quran. I can even give you the book and the verse.
And then you could
Okay,
run that to
show me the book and the
Leviticus, and that
verse.
would have been magic.
It's
If you
Surah
want to drop it
on.
into
before-
the chat,
wait,
if you
wait,
want to
wait,
drop
wait.
it into the chat, I'll bring it up onto the screen as well.
Yeah.
And I want to
stop
ask
it
you
on
another
the chat.
Okay, so I didn't misrepresent this because I presented it as incest being forbidden in the Quran, and then horseradish misunderstood and made it look like I misrepresented it. I misremembered this incorrect. I remembered this part incorrectly.
clarifying. I want to ask you a clarifying question with that. Why should I listen to your interpretation of that passage of the Quran?
I mean, you don't need to listen to my interpretation of it. You can fucking read it yourself, or it quite literally says that
Yeah,
not
but,
to commit incest.
Are you? Am I the normative authority?
All right, so hold on 1 second. I do have the clock stopped. I just want to go ahead and bring this up on the screen for everybody. It looks like the Sahih International says, and do not marry those women whom your fathers married, except what was already occurred. Indeed, it was an immorality and hateful to Allah and was evil in a way. Prohibited for you for marriage are your mothers, your daughters, your sisters, your father's
Bro, this is
sisters,
exactly
your
like the
mother's
Bible.
sisters, your brother's daughters, your sister's daughters, your milk mothers who nursed you, your sisters through nursing, your wives' mothers, and your stepdaughters under your guardianship, born of your wives, unto whom you have gone in. But if you have not gone in unto them, there is no sin upon you. And also prohibited are the wives of your sons, who are from your own loins, and that you take in marriage two sisters simultaneously, except for what has already occurred. Indeed, Allah is ever forgiving and merciful. I do not believe that I read anything in there that said no cousins, for the record, as you were saying. Clock's back on.
Before we move forward.
Yeah, like I didn't say said anything about the cousin part. I just said that it forbade incest.
Yeah.
Which it very clearly does.
Forward, you said that I just want to know, really want to know if I am the normative authority or you're the normative authority when it comes to the reading of the passage of the Quran, so that we have the same, the understanding that is correct.
Neither of us are normative authorities when it comes to these things. Neither of us are normative authorities when it comes to either religion, because neither of us are a member of the priesthood of either religion. This is all open to interpretation by anybody who reads it. So.
Okay, so it would be my interpretation versus your interpretation, right? My interpretation is that they're different, and your interpretation is that they're the same. And what is going to be the thing that's going to make us decide whether or not it's going to be your feelings versus my feelings? Is this the debate that you are proposing right now?
That's how debates work, buddy. Another question.
So it's just feelings versus feelings? Is you really going to tell me that the way that you're going to ask about this whole thing, they're similar because I feel that way? Is that your proposition right now?
That's literally how debates work, buddy. Anyways, so you're against abortion as well, right?
So what? What does it have to do with abortion with this debate?
Yeah, abortion does matter because it is forbidden in both traditions.
Well,
homosexuality. You're against homosexuality, right?
Your mom is
So real quick, Vigi, the Bible also does not explicitly forbid marrying a cousin. It gives very similar outlines to what the Quran did. And so going through Leviticus 18, cousins aren't included in the list. Just parents, siblings, aunts, and uncles. So it's pretty much a 1-to-1. But he's trying to invalidate the entire argument by saying, you're just interpreting things as you want to interpret them and it's subjective. and he has an actual standard in the church fathers. But
Yeah, I probably should have looked for the Bible verse on that to be able to compare. Because that would have shut down his entire argument. That was my fuck up there.
yep.
It's your mom is probably prohibited in most traditions. Do they have to do anything? It's like there's a specific reason as to why they're similar.
This is all about moral character. This is showing that they have similar moral character. You're against homosexuality as well, right? So are the fucking Muslims. Here's actually
Surface level, they can look the same in the surface level, but when it comes to the actual thing, they're completely different. That's the
yeah, you can argue that there's a structure. What's funny is like LGBTQ related topics. He could have actually got me on that one if he would have actually known anything about Islam, because he could have just brought up trans people, because trans people are accepted in Islam.
Yeah, you can't be gay, but you can be trans.
Yep, you can't be gay, but you can be trans.
I don't think he knows
and
that.
I don't think he know that. He knows. Fuck. I don't think he knows that because he did not bring that up. And if he knew that, he definitely would have brought it up.
He's not the sharpest spoon in the
Structural difference, and I'll
toolbox.
agree that there is a structural difference, but the structural difference doesn't
Okay, yeah,
actually
we
matter
agree.
because this
Thank
isn't about a structural difference. This debate is about whether or not they are similar in moral character. Structure does not fucking matter there, buddy.
The structure matters a lot because that is the moral character. What exactly is the moral? The ethics, right? We were talking about the ethics. What is the ethics again?
The ethics is how the moral is informed in reality.
The moral is informed into reality. So it would be a system that people follow so that they can structure their morals, right?
Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and put the 15 minutes on the clock. You guys can just keep it going from there. Start it right back up. Sorry to interrupt.
That makes
That
sense.
is correct, yes.
So it's a system, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a system. It's more of a guideline, a guideline that informs the ethics.
It's like and the guideline has to be the thing that is similar, right? So you're talking about the system that has to be similar. It's not about whether or not they have
the guideline is the doctrine. The structure is the ethics. Like the morals are the doctrine. The ethics is the system.
Yeah, it's basically what is
I don't think he understands
outlined. And so within that outline, there's a framework that's put forward, and each specific thing that is deemed to be moral or immoral is elaborated on, which is where, like, honestly, I would have went straight into slavery on them, but because in Christianity,
I do one better.
Let's hear it.
Similarities in the surface. It has to be in the system itself, right?
No, the underlying moral character, the
underlying
the
thing,
part,
the structure.
The structure again doesn't matter because they are structurally different. Just like every single version of Christianity is structurally different. You can like
There's no different versions of Christianity. There's only one. Do you know that?
There are multiple other versions of Christianity.
Is
There's
he
the
insane?
Eastern Orthodox Church. There's the Catholic Church.
What version? What
all of
version
the
are we
different
talking about right now?
Yeah, right now we're talking. The debate specifically is the Eastern Orthodox Church, but by the standard that you're
Because that's
going
the
with,
only Christianity.
by the
Okay, I gotta
standard
ask.
that you're going with,
Why did
just
you
so
let
know,
him
that means that
use the
all of the
Orthodox
other
Church
branches,
explicitly?
Because he wouldn't have taken the debate otherwise.
Yeah, that's dog water. He's no true Scotsmaning an entire group.
Yeah, so for chat, the original topic was supposed to be that biblical law and Sharia law have similar moral character, which Emmett refused to debate because doesn't want to debate Jewish law, in his words. So he proposed debating this instead, which took a lot more fucking research. If this was the biblical law debate, this would have
been a lot
been
easier.
so much easier. By the fact that all of the other versions of Christianity have a different structure, no version of Christianity has a similar moral character, when that is just not reality. You don't have to have the same structure in order to have.
Follow. Yeah, that is correct, because we have to talk about what is the good, right? So when you are following the idea of what God is, so that God has has specific character of what you're supposed to follow, the question becomes, what God are you following, right? And if you're following something that is not God, you're not following what God is, then you're following something completely different. Even if you call it the same thing, it will be a word concept fallacy, what you will be doing, because we are referencing completely different things. You just call it Christian and think it's the same, but it's not.
Yeah, so like I said, though, the structure isn't what matters. It's doctrinally what the underlying morals are. That is what matters. So another great example.
So in the doctrine of Christianity, you have to follow something specifically in order to be moral. What is the thing that you have to follow?
Depends on the branch of Christianity. From my understanding, with
I'm gonna tell you. You know, it's fine. You follow the will of God, right? Following the will of God will get you to the moral character. Will be the good thing. Are the Christians and the Muslim following the same God?
I would say that they are, yes.
Okay, so you are okay with heresy when it comes in accordance to the church, right?
It depends on what you're defining as heresy.
I mean, that would be something that goes against the church knowingly. So in your case, you're telling me, oh, they follow the same thing, even though we literally say, hey, you are in error, obviously and openly against the church. But you think this is the same thing, right?
I mean, what is heresy to one church is not going to be heresy to another. What is going to be heresy. So I realize that he's trying to do a tag argument right here. How well am I doing at just dodging it?
You've been dodging it the entire time, and it's crazy that he just keeps trying to do it. But so in the Eastern Orthodoxy, they really only recognize the Ten Commandments, but they also don't follow them. So
yeah,
I don't know what to do with that. Because they don't recognize the Levitical laws. So like in Islam is closer to like the Levitical laws in a lot of ways, which is, in my opinion, if it's in the Bible and it's not gone, it should be recognized as part
they have a thing
of the church.
They have a thing called Orthodox Prayeristic tradition that kind of replaces the Levitical laws and is basically just a more modern version of the Levitical laws. So that was one of the things that I had to take reference from when doing the research for the debate.
Yeah,
no, you
really
can have that.
A choice.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to see how you thought I was doing on just fucking dodging the tag arguments, because that's all I did. Instead of engaging with them, I just chose to dodge them. And then, because I knew he was going to do this, and then I knew eventually I was going to get an opportunity to go back into my comparisons, and the one that I use instead of the slavery one is going to get him to say some wild shit. To one church is not going to be considered heresy to another.
So it depends upon you. It would be, since it's not heresy in accordance to you, it wouldn't be heresy.
The church can absolutely consider it heresy. I have no problem with that.
Do you consider it heresy?
I don't really consider heresy a thing because I'm not a Christian. So
perfect. So since you don't consider it a heresy, you can do heresy and say that it's still similar, even though they're completely different in accordance to what it actually is, right?
Yeah, you can call me a fucking heretic. I'm not going to care because I'm not a Christian.
No, I'm
So-
not calling you a heretic. I'm calling you a preferencist. It's my preference. They're the same because I prefer it. That's what I'm calling you. It's just a preference.
Yeah, we're talking about doctrinal similarities between the two religions. That is, at its core, what the underlying moral similarity is the doctrinal similarities.
So the way
So-
that we do it when it comes to Christianity, which is a duty-based system, and in the other side, which is a law-based system, you think that duty-based versus a law-based, for example, the way that the
Zephyr, yes, that is his entire argument this entire time. Yes.
Catholics would see it is a little bit more similar to the Muslims, because they're based in like natural law. You think there's no difference between natural law and duty-based systems?
I mean, duty-based doesn't have an actual enforcement mechanism within it, but the moral
No, we-
structure behind it is still there.
No, we do have we have a way to enforce it. Government is still a thing when it comes to Christianity. In Christianity, you ought follow the terrestrial authorities, which are set, which are still in place. But
Yeah, you realize that's how.
we're
I also just got him to halt my argument right there.
Yep.
I just want to point that out.
not legalistic.
You do realize that
but we're not legalistic in the way that we look at it. That the
You do
legal
realize
part comes from the state. It's not from the church.
you do realize that in a lot of Islamic countries, that's also how it works, right? They have secular courts, but they also have. Moon, this is this is actually one of my problems that I have with the way that I did this. Is I probably should have focused on the consequentialism aspect a little bit more than I did, because I once he asked me like what moral system grounds my framework, I just said consequentialism and then just never fucking brought it back up again, except I think maybe in my closing. And I really should have stressed the consequentialism and as a method of comparing the doctrines. And I really did not do that.
And like, you could have, in my opinion, utilized the Quranic version of the Ten Commandments, because that's pretty much all he really follows, unless you're going to get into the patristic stuff that they have written down. But it's almost 1-to-1.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you can see where I'm about to go. It's been up on my screen for a fucking minute.
Yeah, you're just chomping at the bit for it. Let's hear it.
Sharia-based courts. They have the
So if you don't pay
secular-based
the
courts that
zakat-
leave things
if you-
open to interpretation.
Correct. If you don't pay the taxes that are given by the Quran, it wouldn't matter, right? Because it's not something that is enforceable.
I mean, that would entirely depend on whether or not the Muslim country that is actually enforcing it. So, because there is
Would
no
depend
enforcement.
upon whether or not should they enforce it. The countries should they enforce that tax to the Muslims?
I mean, I necessarily don't care whether or not they
Don't care.
enforce different taxes. Look,
Do we have
so-
a taxes when it comes to the church that it has to be enforced by the secular government? We'll call it secular, even though it's not secular. But by the
Is he talking about
by the terrestrial government,
501c3s?
is there a tax that is enforced by the church?
tithing, I do not believe. Moon, I knew his rape opinion going into this. That's why I specifically chose the marital rape topic. He doesn't believe in consent enforced by the government in any system.
By the government. Interesting. I mean, I thought they were very similar, but apparently they're completely different in the way that even
Yeah, you could
taxes
sit here
are
and
imposed.
you could sit here and run away and point at small structural differences. That's all you're doing. There are plenty
They're huge.
of
Wait, they're huge differences. What are you talking about?
they're structural
think a
differences. They're
wealth
not things that
tax-
actually there are structural differences. Structural differences don't matter. It's the underlying moral things, like the fact that neither of them actually categorize marital rape as a thing. In both traditions, the women are considered to have the sexual access have men are considered to have a sexual access right to women.
Yeah,
So
women are
marital rape
property.
is not a thing in either religion. Those are the
Do you think? Do you
types of things
think?
that matter.
So, yeah. Do you think in the ethical system, when it comes to the Christians, that abuse is permitted in marriage? Ought men or do men have the right to abuse their wives?
There is no enforcement mechanism by the church. Actually, the church uh, is against divorce. So what enforcement mechanism would there be? Both the Islam and the church are against divorce. So how would
Yeah,
there be?
we are against divorce, but there is reasons for divorce, including, for example, abuse.
Does
You
the
didn't
church
know
actually
that?
permit? Does the church? No version of Christianity that I've ever participated in accepts divorce for any reason. So
Except for the Orthodox Church. The Orthodox Church accepts divorce for around 7 to 8 reasons. You have to go to the priest, and the priest will go through the case, and depending upon the judgment, they also, they will go ahead and say that marriage is an important sacrament, and they will try to keep the people within the sacrament. But there are reasons for divorce. You want me to? I can try to find it. The reasons as to why. You want me to read them to you?
no, it's fine. But so you're saying that you would consider marital rape as abuse, correct?
You have to understand that the reason why it has nothing to do with the abuse. The abuse would be a complete thing that is completely against the moral system. It's just that
I saw that smile. You saw that I tried to get him to condemn rape.
Bruh.
You saw that I tried to get him to condemn rape, but he wouldn't do it.
He's dancing around this so hard.
every single action, when it comes to marriage, the sex is, there's no problem with that part. Okay, we see every action or every interaction outside of marriage to be akin to abusing each other when it comes to the sexual thing. But in marriage, it is permitted, there's no problem. Now, the abuse, that is a problem with you people don't get about the whole argument. The abuse is problematic, and there's a problem with the abuse, and that could be grounds for divorce.
Yeah, the fact is that rape is a form of abuse. The form of abuse specifically that neither religion considers as abuse in the doctrinal texts. That because of the fact that the sexual access from
let
the
me ask you a
woman
question,
by
because
men
you're
is considered a
really not
right.
understanding. Yeah, you're really not understanding this very simple thing. Okay, if you go on and abuse your wife, okay, the abuse part in what you're doing with her would be problematic, and you can get a divorce out of that. It's just not called the same thing because we don't see the part of the sex to be a problem. Do you understand that? Is that clear for you or no?
Oh, here it goes.
Yes, I understand that you might consider abuse as a valid reason for divorce.
So if a person goes on and imposes themselves violently over another, and that is considered to be 100%, okay, abuse.
You realize that rape doesn't have to be violent, right? It can be coercive as well.
How do you know that?
How do you know that?
Did you now do you understand why if I back it up 2 seconds as he's speaking, you see a fucking shit-eating grin go across my face?
Trap sprung. Here we go.
Because part of the way that we define rape is based on coercion?
Yeah, how would you know that? Let's say that something happens, okay, and then you are gonna be the priest in this case, okay, and you're gonna try to figure out what exactly
I'm trying to
is
keep
going
my
on.
cool so
Person
badly
comes in
here.
and says, "Oh, he coerced me into doing some kind of action." How would you know if it's actually coercion or this is just a lying person?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways as to how you can d- figure out whether or not there is coercion. One of the ways that you can figure out whether or not there's coercion is by the quid pro quo standard. Quid pro quo is a type of coercion. So that would be where, say, yeah, you know what quid pro quo is. So go ahead.
Perfect. Let's say that the priest is going to do exactly the same thing as you. They will decide whether or not it's abuse. Now, is that possible in the Muslim system?
I would have to double check. I don't know if I think there are divorce standards in Islam, but I'm not 100% sure. Give me 1 second.
And you, well, we're talking about grape. We're talking about marital grape. Remember the marital grape? Is that possible in the Muslim system when it comes to marital grape?
Let's see. Fulfill marital obligations. Yeah. So I mean, it is possible in the Muslim system as well. Actually, the Muslims appear to be more lenient towards the wife whenever it comes to actually being able to get a divorce than Christians, or your version of Christianity.
Really?
Actually, Islam's a bit more forgiving on divorce.
The why, you know, you go to a Muslim, they go on and they just.
Yeah, I had to look that up mid debate. I had no idea how forgiving Islam is with divorce.
Go on ahead, and those don't even allow them to wear their hair out on the street.
Because I wasn't expecting divorce to come up,
will
so
beat them the fuck up, so they get in line. Are you gonna tell me that those guys have a better system when it comes to abuse of women that the Christians do?
What he's talking about is in the Bible.
Yeah, so
as well.
you are aware that what?
What he's talking about is in the Bible as well. I don't know what he's on about. But keep driving the point you're on.
The whole head covering thing is also in the Bible, right? And it's something that was practiced
in the church.
for a very.
You wear it in the church for modesty, right?
Yeah, it's a modesty thing. It's also.
Do you remember? Do you remember the last time? You remember the last time in the Roman Empire that there were a bunch of people enforcing that women had their heads covered, and they were just, smacking them left or right. And I made it the fuck up history lesson because it never fucking happened.
It's not a standard that's enforced anymore by the Christians, but it is a standard that is an underlying doctrinal thing.
In the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the church. For modesty, right? Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
and
a modesty.
You remember the
thing.
last time we were enforcing it on the streets?
Probably Rome, like you were talking about. Yeah. It probably hasn't actually. It has. I don't think it's from what I can find.
Probably no. So yeah, I'm glad.
Didn't they literally enforce that shit like back during the Roman Empire? Like specifically like the Holy Roman Empire, where women had to fucking wear head dressings and shit, like specifically like under the Catholics.
Yeah, that was a thing, and then there were dress codes, other modesty standards, but I don't know, like what the Orthodox Church goes by, because he's just going off of like Rome or Constantinople. But I know even up to the 50s, they were railing about like how long skirts are, sleeves have to go above the elbows, all this different stuff. And then before that, like up until the 30s, I want to say, bishops would bar women from taking communion if they weren't dressed modestly. But like, was there actual violence? I can't say that there was, and I don't even think that happens in Islam.
I mean, it doesn't happen in Islam outside of the fucking Muslim countries.
Yeah, like here in
that
America,
we agree that we don't even enforce the same thing, so probably not that similar, huh?
The underlying morals are absolutely similar.
All right, so we're at time. So, great discussion, gentlemen. I appreciated that. 3 minutes is going on the clock. We're going to roll straight into our closing arguments. Vigi, you're going to go first. 3 minutes will start when you start to talk.
Yeah. So to get into more of the doctrinal similarities that we weren't really able to get into during the debate. Both Islam and Christianity see women as equal yet subservient to men. Women are supposed to be a submissive partner to complement men in both religions. They also both have a standard for which how that forced marriage is not to be permitted in both. They have because consent matters in both religions. They have a similar standard when it comes to contraception. Where it is actually a split consensus on whether or not they should allow it, because it's not mentioned in the doctrine. So how they enforce things that are not actually mentioned in the doctrine is even a split decision on what they should actually enforce. And then when we talk about how these things work in practice, when the Orthodox Church or the Muslims get into power, we can look at Russia and their sacralized claim to political authority versus the jihadist model, and how the jihadis actually enforce things whenever they run an Islamic country. We can look at the territorial theology theory from the Russians, the chronological territory doctrine. We can look at the loyalty enforcement and internal purification, where anybody that steps out of line in both is immediately fucking exiled from either system. And then how violence is reframed as sacred obligation in both systems. The fact is, when both systems take power, they look nearly identical. The fact is, whenever we look at it, the system that the code of ethics comes from in both is Jewish law, and Jewish law is the same no matter how much you want to say that it's not. It's the code of ethics in Islam and Christianity come from Judaism, because Judaism is the underlying doctrine of where both religions come from.
Yeah, you
they worship the same God. There is a reason everybody else considers them as the Abrahamic trio of religions.
All right.
To be fair, my closings are almost always better than my opening, and it usually wins me debates.
Well, you backloaded it, so either he addresses it or it just stays on the floor, and I don't think you get points for it, unfortunately. And I don't think he's going to address it.
Yeah. I think he addresses a little bit of it, but he doesn't address a whole lot of it. He definitely doesn't address the Russia thing.
Oh, good deal.
So we're going to go ahead and kick this straight over to you now, Emmett. 3 minutes uninterrupted is on the clock. I'll start it up when you're ready.
Well, just as good is subjective in accordance to Vigilante, this debate has been very subjective in accordance to me, and thus I win because it's in accordance to me. I don't even know where to start. Like, the end was like, oh, it's just we're gonna go backwards. This is funny. The end was, most people agree that they are from Judaism, thus they're from Judaism. Yeah, thank you for the fallacy. I it's if you wanted to Jaceberg, I don't understand why you even accept this debate. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure as to why. We obviously don't follow the same God. The idea of the same God is not the same. The Trinity is not the same. The doctrines are not the same. He says, "Oh, if you do something that is against the religion, you're gonna get thrown out." With the way that we look, even at the church is a hospital, that means that you're sick, you already have done something that is against God, you're here to be healed. The idea of being able to actually get away from sin and get in communion with God is something that the Muslims have nothing to do with. So not even in his doctrines is correct. We have different doctrines. We have different ideas of what good is. We have different ideas of how we follow the idea of good, how we follow the ethical system. Okay, we literally said, well, they have literal ethical systems. Where? What is the underlying system that is the same? He can point out to surface level stuff which share similarities in. Oh, we have similarities in the surface. Yeah, well, we're talking about the system itself. We're talking about the ethics, where the morals are grounded on. What is a similar thing? I still don't know, except for the fact that it's whatever he likes to say that is the same. It's my preference, in other words. And it ended up being about preference, which is kind of funny, because I knew we're gonna end up there. We're gonna end up in, oh well, I don't like them because I don't prefer them.
Yeah, that never happened.
Yeah, I'm a little bit baffled, not in the sense of.
Also, he's fucking describing what fucking morals and ethics are wrong, and it's actually irritating me because he fucking said that ethics inform morals, not the other way around. Morals inform ethics.
Yeah, ethics are downstream of morals, but all the same, like he's trying to disacknowledge the similarities that you put out, and he's trying to talk about like doctrinal difference, and it's still not that far off, but he's not giving any examples. He's just denying it all. But he really didn't say much of
Well,
anything.
he's talking about the structure, and well, he's talking about the structural differences, and sure, there are structural differences, but that doesn't part doesn't matter because we're not talking about structural differences. We're talking because the structure, like he wants to say that I'm looking at the surface level shit. The structural differences are the surface level shit. The doctrinal differences are the things that matter.
And for the most part, he's leaving like half the Bible on the cutting room floor, or at least the Orthodox is, which is insane to me. But by all means, continue. Let him finish his insane ramblings.
I wasn't expecting this. It's just kind of incredulous at the idea that he would mention things that are obviously not correct when he had time to prepare for them, right? Quite literally, in the same thing he sent us is like, oh, here it says that you cannot do your cousin. They do. How do we know? We know because of their own census data, of their own ways that they do it. Daniel Pikachu, if you don't know who that is a stupid Pokemon. He literally said in one of his debates that he would go on and agree to marry his son to a cousin. Okay, so I don't know.
Yep, that's
With
perfectly
this,
fine in the
I
Bible.
thank you, and I feel that I won, so I won.
Well, as long as you feel that way, then we can't take it away from you, buddy. All right. So great debate, gentlemen. And you know what? I would like to say you both kept it above the belt, and I appreciate the hell out of that. So with that said, we're going to go over to the judges, and we're going to go through the question section. We'll start out with you, Vigi. Okay. So, and this is going to be sort of a test of a sort to see how much you know, just out of curiosity, what your prep for this looked like. You mentioned that Sharia law comes from the Abrahamic texts. Please tell me,
not necessarily.
what was the cause for the schism? What caused Sharia law or Islam to break away from the original Abrahamic texts?
So it's not as simple as that. So the way that it kind of works is similar to how Christians view the Apostle Paul. Muhammad is seen as a messenger from God, and it's more seen that he was meant to kind of bridge the gap between the the Mosaic law and the doctrine from Christ.
Okay. And who went first last time? Let's Chief did, right? Confluence, do you have a question ready for Vigi?
I do, and so I might be flustered through a lot of this judging. Just fair warning for everyone. Vigi, my question to you, I don't understand something and I really need to understand it. And maybe I'm just missing it. So it sounds like when superficial examples are brought up, then you're like, well, I'm not talking about the superficial thing. But then when Emmett was talking to you about the structural differences, you're like, I don't want to talk about that either. So for a lot of the beginning of this, I guess then what do you mean if by moral character? If you're not talking about the orthopraxis of it, and you're also not talking about the structural similarities or differences, then what I guess do you mean by they share a moral character? I don't know the answer to that, so please tell me.
Yeah, so what I'm talking about whenever I'm talking about the moral character is the actual how they how do I explain this? So the things that they see as bad, right? So things like abortion, things like homosexuality, things like things, and then things that they see as neutral, like marital rape. Um, the things that they morally see or hold morally as have a similar standard on, if that makes sense.
It does. If I can just ask a follow up, does that like aren't those praxis issues then? Like in the beginning, you're saying you're not talking about like the boots on the ground similarities, but I would say like aren't those kind of like that they both end up at the conclusion that like you shouldn't abort or something like you. It sounds like you didn't want to go into the structural similarities or differences, but now when you're giving me the answer, it sounds like you're just talking about kind of the boots on the ground. Hey, they both are against, abortion, or both against homosexuality. But isn't that what your opening said you weren't going to do? Or like, what am I getting confused on here?
I'm more talking about like the doctrinal similarities, the where the doctrine talks about these things, not necessarily I mean, obviously, I did use examples of like what happens when like with Russia and versus like jihadism, but that's just to show how the extremes, even the extremes, are similar. But the whole point is showing that doctrinally the two are very similar, if not in some ways the same.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Thank you.
Let's Chief, you're up, sir. Question for
That was
Vigi,
a
please.
wild line of questioning.
Yeah, I hope this question doesn't sound like too basic, but if we could say that rules X, Y, Z that are shared among these two traditions are why they share a similar moral character, then why wouldn't, in the same way, listing differences in rules A, B, and C mean that they're dissimilar? Like, what is the ratio of similarity to dissimilarness that you're kind of like banking this on?
I'd say at best 10%
Yeah, so I
difference.
mean, I would agree with Emmett that they have a lot of structural dissimilarities. Morally speaking and doctrinally speaking, they're going to have more similarities than not because of the fact that the underlying moral system is the Jewish Mosaic law. Therefore, the morals of both systems are going to be identical to Mosaic Jewish law, and they are going to be doctrinally similar.
All right, now it's Emmett's questions. Remember, chat, if y'all have any questions you want to throw in the tip jar, please go ahead. We will get those in after ours are done. Emmett.
Yes.
So we all know, I assume you agree, that both Christianity and Islam were derived from the original Jewish texts, the Abrahamic texts. Do
True.
you believe if both of those
kind of true.
Well, kind of true, sure. If both of those ideologies are derived from the same original ideology, why would it not be safe to assume that they at least are similar, if not, I mean, obviously they're not identical, but why would the structural core of them be not similar in your eyes?
The structural core of Christianity comes from a point of humility and understanding of the nature and the energy of God, so you can have some kind so that you can have communion, while the idea from Islam comes from a conquering point. So it's one is terrenal and follows the idea towards the lenses of conquering and an imposition. They follow a pragmatic law, um, not necessarily pragmatic. They follow an idea of law. So they try to impose law and like rights and this kind of stuff. While the Orthodox is not doing that, they're trying to impose the moral character of God through the communion. So they follow complete different structures, and they try to create the ethical framework and the moral system in a complete different way.
How?
Okay.
He doesn't say how.
Confluence, question for Emmett, please.
Confluence, if you ask about marital
Sorry.
rape, I am going to murder you in
I am
video
not
games, like Minecraft.
as long as you don't
do
as
it.
long as you don't marital create me, that's fine. Okay. No, I'm not going to ask about that. But what I will ask you about is there's a lot of times you brought this up about that Vigi is just talking about his preferences. Oh, my preferences, all this type of stuff, right? But I guess I would say, like, does Vigi need to know the good if he's just saying that they have a similar model? I guess that's what I'm curious on. Does it really matter to you if Vigi has like some like actual good understanding of meta ethics and whatever? If he's just saying, no, the moral character of these things are the same, I don't need to know. I don't need to have a robust meta ethic to say these things are the same. Why did you keep hearkening back to, well, he doesn't know what the good is, he doesn't know what's correct or what's true, he doesn't have a strong foundation? What does that matter if we're just talking that they have a similar moral character?
Yeah, so not long ago, I was asked a question about a word I didn't understand at the time. It was something like, do I have a graph in my hand? The person wanted to say giraffe, but I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. So I couldn't tell if he had a giraffe or not in his hand because I had no frame of reference as to what was the question he was asking. If you're gonna say these people have something that something similar, I need to know what are you actually referencing so I can understand whether or not said thing is actually similar. In this case, when I say it's just his preferences, at that point, and he agreed with it, it was just a preference debate. It's my preference versus his preference. I don't even know what the hell he means by good, right? I don't have a way to actually understand what the good is, other than think he might like or not, and I don't know him enough to know what the fuck he likes.
Okay, if I can I do a quick
Doesn't have to do with anything.
follow up?
Absolutely.
Okay, I did a follow up to
We're
Vigi.
gonna call you two-question conflict.
He's falling back onto tag because he has no other argument.
Emmett does suck.
Yeah, it is. You know, there's always a follow up. I guess, like, I'm curious why. Maybe I'm just asking the same question twice. I don't really think so, but like, why is it not possible, I guess, that even if he has no foundation, that you could just look at two systems and think that they are similar or dissimilar? Do you need a foundation to still look at two things and say, well, they're pretty close, and I don't know what the correct thing is? I have no knowledge. Let's say Vigi fully said that. I have no ethical framework at all, but I'm looking at these two things and their ethical framework or their ethical foundation seems to be similar. Why is that a problem, I guess, is my follow-up.
Yes, so normally I would grant, and I kind of did grant the idea that he is basing it in some kind of consequentialism. The problem is still the same. I'm not going to grant the ethical system in and of itself because he says he has it. I kind of the question in this debate becomes, and I need to know what you mean by the good. Otherwise, once again it becomes a preference based. I agree that it was a preference based. We moved on with the idea that it was just preference based. So if that is the case, I'm not gonna grant you the ethical framework just because you say words that mean good, right? It's like good is something that is good. Okay, well, what is that? How do you get to that idea? What is the epistemology? I need to know how you ground that so that I can actually engage with it. And if you just
Pause
mean
real
my
quick, Vigi.
preference, then I'm gonna take that as the.
I'm gonna say you not calling out that your opinion and like nailing in that your opinion on what is good and what is bad has zero bearing on this debate. Like, rub his nose in
I
that.
did call that out.
You did, but like you need to
I didn't.
rub his nose in that shit.
Yeah, I didn't call it out enough. But I did call it out. I was kind of just brushing past all the fucking tag bullshit, because it's stupid. Tag is retarded.
Fair enough.
Thing your meaning.
Thank you.
Let's Chief. You're up next, sir. A question for Emmett, please.
Sure thing. If you set aside the legal mechanics and how it operates within the government, would you say that both traditions
Dude, I would
would
love to have
share
Ooh.
a common moral character by prioritizing like a submission to God's will and building cohesion among family and community?
It seems it seems to point towards the same thing. The problem is that if you look at the epistemology, which is what I was trying to figure out, they actually follow.
Damn, that's wild. Even fucking Kung Fu Joe acknowledges that tag had no place in this debate.
But he's been trying to
When
run tag from the
Joe,
beginning.
dude, even Joe is saying that it wasn't relevant to the debate. That's insane.
And I think it would have helped
Two
you out a
different
lot to
complete
point out
ideas,
constantly that
right?
tag has no
So
place here.
Yeah, Joe, you're absolutely right. It's not relevant, but he wanted to run with tag the entire fucking time because he had no other argument against what I was saying. No, if you've been wanting to debate me for a while, if you want to run it back with this fucking topic so I can engage with it without it being a fucking fucking debate, sure, I will absolutely do that.
Not quite, Razor. It's Eastern Orthodox versus Islamic morals and the similarities that lie between them. So Vigi had a lot more work to do because Eastern Orthodoxy doesn't follow Levitical law, but they do both have a Ten Commandment system in place. I don't think there's necessarily like a Levitical standard within the Quran, but they have things throughout the Quran that are very similar to the Levitical standards.
And Joe, he tried to do that, but everything that he tried to do was based off of structural differences. When we're talking about moral character, so the structural differences don't fucking matter. The doctrinal comparisons and differences are what matters, and he doesn't know a goddamn thing about the doctrine to be able to actually engage with that, unfortunately, which is why he just ran to tag.
I really need to know what you mean by the good because we're not following the same idea of good. That is the point that I was trying to explain during this whole thing. Even though and this is what I said, it's a word concept fallacy. Even though we're saying good, we don't mean the same thing. So yes, you can have surface level things that are similar. Oh, you have to submit to to a deity, but the question becomes what deity, and the submission as well is important. How is it exactly doing the submission, and what
Is that my connection or
kind of things end up in
is
two
it
different
just
systems?
Oh no! Oh, I forgot. Emmett roboted out during this part, so that's just Emmett. Me.
Okay.
Islam ends up
Skip.
in a sweet orthodoxy, but they follow.
I have him. I pointed out in a second and have him repeat himself. That's why I'm skipping through.
Hopefully it'll settle down.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. Yeah. Again, yeah.
Are we back?
Everybody. Yep. Everybody.
Yeah,
can hear
that was a
everybody again?
Discord thing. I have Discord up on my other monitor. The bar flicked in and out. That was a
Yep,
server
it was
thing.
Discord. Yep. And that even when I pay for the shit and fucking boost the server, it still wants to shit the bed. So yay, Discord. All right.
Can I listen to Let's Chief again? Because I didn't actually listen to his response, so I would like to know what he said.
Oh no, I didn't have a response to you. I was just talking about the robo bullshit. You're all good. I appreciate
We couldn't hear like anything that you said after you started roboting. So it might be a good idea to let him repeat that.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm perfectly all right with that. You know what? Because yeah, I had troubles understanding it as well. Let's Chief, would you, if you still have that question, ask the question one more
I
time.
sure
We'll give it
do.
back.
So it was setting the legal mechanics aside. Don't both traditions share a common moral character by prioritizing submitting to God's will and cohesion among family and community.
Good.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to say this real quickly so we don't
Yep.
lose more time. It's very simple. On surface level, they may seem to be kind of similar, but if you look at the actual how they come to the conclusions, the kind of epistemology, and even the societies they create, they actually are very dissimilar. They're very different. So if you just look at the things they say per se, they will be they might seem similar in certain actions, but in reality they are very different.
Very cool. Yeah, Robo Ortho Bro is probably going to be the winning chat of the night. All right, so one more time, chatters. I didn't get any questions from you guys. So obviously you think the judges and I are getting all the questions out there, and that's perfectly fine. Just don't be mad at us if you didn't get to hear the answer you were looking for. I'm going to drop the link in chat. That is the time to vote. So please click that link. Again, it costs you absolutely nothing. It just tells us where you think this debate landed. Do you believe that Vigilante TV on the affirmative made the more compelling case, or do you believe that Emmett on the negative made the more compelling case? Again, we are looking to see who you think had the best rhetoric, who made the best debate, who made the best arguments, not just who you agreed with or who you liked the most. Now, I'm also going to, I sent you the link already, Confluence. Did you get that? Yes, okay, and I'm going to drop the link in my Kick and in my YouTube. There we go. Anybody viewing over there, go ahead and click that link and we will go to our judges. So let's see who went first last time. I think it was Confluence went last time. So this time, Chief, are you ready to go this time?
Yeah, this one's going to be a little quick and dirty,
All
as
right,
I like
let's
to
get dirty,
do.
buddy.
All right. So I was in the same boat as Confluence where, like, I don't know, like Vigi, you had me fucked up a little bit because one of the first notes that I had written during your intro was about, the shared fundamentals and that being the structure plus the values, not policy. But then immediately in the cross, you said that it's not about structure, but moral character. So like really the whole foundation of your argument, like right off the top seemed to be like, contradicting itself. And I think it was really just like, like maybe it was like a misspeak or like fumbled rhetoric, but it was like the two ideas, like the two messages you were sending just like didn't like match. Otherwise, like I thought was strong to say that, having the Judeo-Christian like ethics as the foundation, like that being equal, like made perfect sense. Pointing out some of the the doctrinal similarities and specific examples of that like coming into like practice. I felt like that was all like a good strong way to build your argument. That said, I feel like Emmett did a good job kind of poking holes early, that the use of telos was just kind of like superficial, but not to like get into it.
That is
And
true.
then being able to expose that, the structural flaw about the argument of structure being like wishy-washy. I feel like the same debate, if you all had it again, could have went a different way. But for me, I'm scoring it 3-7 for the negative.
3-7. Ooh.
All right. So let's Chief with a
Les
vote
Chief is
for
a
Emmett.
brutal judge, though.
Confluence, you're up, sir. Where did you land on this and why?
All right. First, I want to say that you guys made me spur so hard. On one hand, I love this, the dopamine. I was levitating. I loved all this. On the other hand, I fucking hated all of this. I absolutely hated all of this. I guess my first thing is I think both of you, your closing should have been your fucking opening. Because like both of you brought up stuff in the closing that I'm like, that's more to the prompt. And then you could have talked about all of that. But instead we went on side quest after side quest. We spent like half the time on marital grape and like what that exactly means. And I don't, it very loosely, I think, tied to the actual prompt because we were so in the weeds on like what exactly that means. And again, from an enjoyment point of view, 10 out of 10. From following the prompt, I'm not so sure. So to start back at the beginning, I guess, yeah, Vigi's affirmative. I mean, I share the thing that Let's Chief said, right? That's why I asked Vigi that question. The structural similarity, and he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the superficial distinctions. He did clarify. I don't know if his clarification in my question was robust enough, and so I just was I'm still a bit confused on that. Emmett, I didn't like his open or his cross super much about the ethics thing. I mean, that's also why I asked him the question on that. I understand what he's saying, of course. I don't know if that's like super relevant to have a robust meta ethic theory to say something is similar, but I understand where Emmett's coming from. Then we got into like the IQ stuff. Again, this is like side quest after side quest, which was fun, but just like not super relevant. Emmett's opening, I think he made a strong point about kind of my critique about if Vigi doesn't care about the structure, he doesn't care about the ostensibly superficial moral orthopraxis, then what are we talking about? In the cross, then we got into the weird thing about the cousin fucking and all the incest stuff, and Vigi ended up being wrong on that. But I don't know if that really matters because that really has almost nothing to do.
I wasn't wrong. Radish just fucked up and reframed it.
Yeah, you could have fixed it, but it didn't really matter too much, but you're being judged on it, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Again, with the prompt, but Vigi was wrong about that. And yeah, the Quran doesn't say anything about not fucking your cousin. But again, I don't think that really fucking matters. And then we move into the open
really
talk.
Doesn't.
We're talking about what's the true Christianity. We're talking about what the foundations of morality are. We did, again, the whole side quest about the marital grape. And, all of that is fine and entertaining, but, not super related, in my opinion, at least, to the prompt. And then
So he's bringing up incest during the debate to try to point to the outcomes of Islam, and he believes that the outcomes of Islam is incest and low IQs, which is just basically demeaning an entire group of people, because, like, just because this happens in one region of the world doesn't mean all Islamic practices are the same all the way around, and it's not even strictly a point of Islam in itself. So yeah, he just wanted to try to demean Islam, which he's more than welcome to do, but it doesn't fix his issues of the Bible and Islam are exactly the same on this point. Right, Rabid? I mean, it's permitted in all cases for all of them, but hey, I'm not in it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is fucking irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the debate. Confluence is right about that. I mean, you could talk. He's trying to point to it as the outcome stuff when we're talking about the underlying moral character of the two, not the outcomes, not the structure. So it literally does not matter.
All right, continue playing it.
Closing, both of you had great closings, and that's why I wish we could redo this fucking debate where your closings are your fucking openings, because both of you, like Vigi, you especially, you brought up so much in the closing that I'm like, why didn't you make this your opening? Yeah, like talk about all these similarities. You have like so many new things that you presented in your closing that weren't talked about at all. And I'm just like, yeah, you should have like talked about that in the open dialogue. But then Emmett kind of did the same thing. So honestly, this was like, to me, this was like as close to a 5-5 as you can be, because I'm both at once incredibly entertained, but at the same time, don't think either of you did a super good job at talking about the actual prompt. But ultimately, I don't know if this is correct, but it's my judgment. Okay, so, get wrecked, I suppose. I think because, Vigi, you were at the affirmative, I think the burden was on you to kind of make a more robust case. That's the only reason that I'm giving a 4-6, 4 to Vigi, 6 to Emmett, is that Vigi, you were the affirmative. I think you should have presented a stronger case. Otherwise, I would give this a 5-5, but that is my verdict. And it is final.
I
And it is
appreciate you
final.
not giving us a 5-5. I do allow them, but I always kind of give you the mean look when you do it. So great job, and I appreciate I appreciate the analysis there, man. Audience, chatters, viewers, I love you. Unfortunately, it means that the debate's already decided. It looks like the win is going to Emmett for this, according to the two judges. Not because they agreed, but because they felt he made a better case. And we're still going to look and see where y'all voted,
I
though,
don't think he made a better
because
case. It was
we
that
do keep
you
track of score here, and
didn't
it's
drill
relevant to
down
us whether
on the
it's
similarities to the degree you should have. And as the affirmative, you're trying to prove the case beyond a shadow of a doubt to anybody that's listening. And because you saved all that loading for your closing, it just, they ignored it.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I fucked myself by backloading because yeah, so Joe, you just got here. Basically the reason why I lost this was because when going into the debate, because Emmett is notorious for not fucking engaging, I went with a plan that was basically just drop a couple examples in my opening statement and then backload everything to be during the debate. And backload everything during the debate and in my closing. And it obviously didn't work out. Yeah, it was a slippery tactic, but I wanted to try to force Emmett to engage because I knew if I threw everything in my opening statement, he wouldn't engage. So, whatever, it didn't work. I was trying to be a slippery little shit.
I mean,
I
yeah, they
fucking owned
called it
that.
out. Let's Chief
Yeah,
was
they
brutal.
they
though.
called it out. I mean, like I said, like I said, the reason why I lost was because they caught on to what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, it's hard to get away with backloading the entire thing and leaving all the substance of the debate at the very end of it not to be addressed. And then the fact that Emmett didn't address it is also problematic. Like, honestly, it should have been a tie all the way through, if I'm being honest. Emmett wasn't even
Yeah, I
having
wouldn't
the damn
disagree.
debate. He wasn't having the debate.
He was trying to bait me into a fucking tag debate. Like tag is relevant.
All right, continue. Let's hear the end of it. I want to hear what the audience ended up at.
Is a split decision or a unanimous decision. So I'm going to give you guys just one more second here. There's the link again in the chat. Click the link, give us your vote, tell us where you landed, because yeah, we keep rankings, we keep standings. So debaters, absolutely great job to both of y'all, regardless of the outcome of the audience vote. The judges think this one went to you there, Emmett. So congratulations on that. And let's go ahead and pull up the results for our second debate of the night. All right. Yeah, we got a good vote turnout. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. I like it when I get to see a lot of votes in there. All right. Well, it's fucking unanimous. 6-4 according to the audience in favor of Emmett. Emmett with a 3-0 blowout. Great job, buddy. That's I'm so glad that both of you guys are here. Emmett, I think this is the first time that you've actually been voted for by the audience.
That's crazy.
So I got to go back and look. Am I wrong?
That's the case.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. It sounds like Discord is starting to shit the bed again. So before that happens, I'm going to say thank you to both of y'all again. Great job. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys both again here in the future. And thank you for both keeping it respectful. So please stick around. I know, Emmett, sometimes you got to go. If you got to go, that's fine. But I would definitely like to see you in the.
Anyway, that's not.
Yep, that was not the worst. Like, I think you know where you gave up ground to not pull that win out, but
Yeah, honestly, if I wouldn't have backloaded it like I did, that would have been a blowout.
I think so as well. But it was a choice, and honestly, you just really wanted to trap him throughout most of that, which is pretty funny. Like, you didn't care as much about winning
I
as you did about getting him to say crazy shit.
here's the thing. All I fucking care about is entertainment. And this is the thing that I have said since I joined the fucking space. I have literally taken the most insane fucking positions, literally here on your fucking panels, for fucking shits and giggles, because I'm all about fucking just entertaining people. And I know that Emmett, like, if I would have front loaded everything like you're supposed to, it wouldn't have been an entertaining debate. Emmett wouldn't have engaged with any of my actual points. And if we were to watch my previous debate with Emmett on polyamory, we would see that. So I decided, fuck it. My debate opponent is Emmett. What I'm going to do is front load the stuff that I don't care about, and then throw all of the shit in the actual debate itself that I do care about, and then backload anything that I miss into my my closing statement and force him to fucking engage. And I got him to fucking engage. Well, with one thing. I got him to engage with the fucking marital rape thing. And he said retarded shit.
Razor says, give him a mic and he'll say crazy shit. No need to bait him. True. Yeah, he was trying to run from the characterization of it being sexual assault. And I mean, you could have done a bit more there, but you were having way too much fun watching him squirm.
Oh yeah, that was because I also like always have chat up, so I was also reading chat, and chat was freaking out, including Moon, which is why Moon clipped it, and chat was just fucking losing it over that, and I thought it was fucking hilarious, so I wanted to keep it going because I'm a fucking entertainer.
Not gonna fault you on that. I am not nearly as entertaining. I'm very to the point on these things. But that was not a bad debate, honestly. I think you know how to approach it next time if you're taking the affirmative on this. And yeah, if Kung Fu Joe wants to take that one up so he doesn't end up in a Christian versus Christian ambush again, is what it is. Unless you can get him to do the defensive genocide one, but I'm not in that. And you were saying you got that one on what, Confluences?
Yes, I baited that into fucking conversation on Confluence's stream.
That's wild.
It was fucking hilarious. I think Testy was in chat whenever I did that. And they were talking about some Israel shit, and I was just like, and they were being stupid, going into stupid shit that I didn't care about. Or actually, no. The one fucking anti-Semitic chick was on the panel, fucking rambling about Israel. Mar or whatever the fuck her name is, and I was like, I want to change the topic because I don't want to listen to this. So I fucking put in a quick super chat and was like, topic change. Can there be a defensive genocide? And then eventually the conversation got to, what is a genocide?
That had to be pretty funny.
Oh, by that time I had joined the conversation because I was asked to, because I was the one that made the super chat and I'm a fucking debater. So,
because why not? Well, geez. All right. Well, that covers the debate review. Like I said, I would have scored it as a tie, honestly, as much as that probably would have annoyed Horseradish. But the fact that you were more interested in backloading the debate and tricking Emmett into saying wild shit rather than actually solidifying the similarities, and the fact that he was trying to have a tag debate the entire time and kept trying to invalidate, like, even talking about the topic to begin with, which is essentially running from the debate prompt. I gotta say that was just unproductive on his end, and on your end, just plain evil.
He's so pissed at me too. We're gonna be talking about it on Confluence's stream next week. I have preparations for that. Confluence is holding a gloves off conversation on it between me and Emmett, so it will be very interesting.
I mean, give it time, Razor. Like, did Horseradish like literally just say no, you can't debate Emmett, or did you like propose something he's just swatting it? And you're welcome to hop into the Discord if you want to talk about it real quick. Otherwise, I'm gonna watch the next video. It's crazy you won. Too many judges, I guess. Lost to the audience poll. I mean, it doesn't help that Let's Chief is a very, very stringent judge to where he doesn't let little things slide. He notices so many different details when he's going through it that you're not getting anything past Chief. And then Confluence was just pretty bitter that Vigi's end was backloaded and that the closers were basically openers, which I can't deny that. What's up, Razor?
Yeah, I acknowledge that afterward, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I when I watched that live, I was kind of in my chair, rocking back and forth, like, why are you letting him do this? Why are you letting him go? Why are you not just quoting the Quran at him? Just quote the fucking Quran at him, and he'll think it's the Bible. Like, I was. Because these people don't read their fucking Bible. None of them do. They listen to their pastor, they listen to their church leaders, and then they go out and say God says women can't have rights because man should be in charge. That's their entire shit. Which, if you look at Islam, apparently that's something they do too. Although for them, they actually read the Quran.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, I know the me not engaging with the tag portion of everything probably pissed some people off because I know people like
I
prefer tag to get shut down.
Yeah, I would have. I too would have swatted the tag away immediately. Just like, we're not talking tag today. Let's stick to the point.
Yeah, that's the reason why I just deflected every single time he brought up tag related shit until I finally got an opening to ask the marital rape question, and then it was just downhill from there.
I mean, probably if I was doing it, I'd have been like, Emmett, calm down. We're not doing tag today, buddy. Let's talk on the prompt.
Come on, baby girl. We gotta be sure that we're on the prompt today, okay? No tag. Come on.
Did you when he was like when he brought up the like, so it's my preferences versus your preferences thing, and did you like the, well, that's how fucking debate works, buddy?
I was like, that's the point.
I mean, it's a clear thing, but the issue is it's not about your preferences. It's about the similarities written down in the books. And much like what Razor said, just quote the fucking Quran. You could do the same thing with the Bible and just keep mixing and matching, or just start reading all of the similar moral guidance that each gives. And that would have pretty much got it across.
The only thing you'd have to do is you'd have to just reword ever so slightly something from the Quran so that it doesn't have that sing-songy, rhymey-wimey shit that it does in the Quran.
One of the things that I considered doing as part of my prep was literally going to the mosque down the street from my house and talking to the, I don't know what they call priests there, and then also going to the Orthodox church like 15 minutes from my house. And then going to the Orthodox church like 15 minutes from my house and talking to their priest as well. If I was debating like Joe or like anybody with even a modicum of intelligence, because Emmett doesn't have any, I probably would have done that.
Realis-
But
Realistically, every time he brings up the incest stuff, I just go, "We're not talk." I like this is why I want at him. I want at Emmett because I know he's gonna do it to me. I want so badly to. I know he's gonna pull out the whole incest thing. I just go, "We're not talking about your parents today. Let's stick to the fucking topic." I want so badly yell at him about it. Like I can't stand this fucker.
So
I want at him.
let's real quick on this. So you got the Islamic 10 Commandments right here. Let me make it larger. So you
But
got strict
you want entertainment? That would be.
you got strict monotheism, worshiping only Allah, never associating partners with him. 10 Commandments, you shall have no other gods before me. That's oddly similar. Okay. Honoring parents, showing utmost respect
Love
and
thy
kindness,
mother and
especially in
father.
old age. Yep. Oh, well, that's in there. Sanctity of life, prohibiting unjust murder. Life is sacred and to be protected. Thou shalt not murder.
Thou shalt not kill.
Let's see.
Depending on the translation, it's either kill or murder, which that's where the translation arguments show up. But
Fulfilling contracts, keeping all promises and covenants made with God and others. You shall not bear false witness. You shall not steal.
thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's oxen and blah blah as well.
Let's see. Protecting the vulnerable is not within the 10 Commandments. Safeguarding the rights and property of orphans until they reach maturity, not in there.
See, that's where the Bible said. That's where the Bible says that you can take the virgin girls as your own and do stuff to them.
So they don't hit adultery in here or coveting, but there's, I want to say, better tenets in here just for what the 10
I almost want to
Commandments are.
say the fulfilling contracts part is some part of the do not covet type of thing. Like you keep all your promises and don't try to steal their shit. Like actually keep good on your shit.
Oh, here we go. Justice, speaking the truth and testifying fairly, even if it
Oh wait,
goes against
chastity and
oneself.
modesty, avoiding adultery. It says right there.
Yeah, so pretty much along similar lines. The only one they don't have in here is the Sabbath day, which is why we're at 9 out of 10. So I don't know what to say here. These are pretty clear similarities. I'm not saying they're the same, Rabbit. Like everything
That's just like
around these commandments is different, but the commandments themselves and what the moral principles are very similar.
Realistically, the prompt was on the problem was on moral similarities, right?
Yep.
Not just rules.
Yep.
Or is it
moral
rules
similarities?
or just moral?
Moral similarities.
Okay. Because I more than likely also would have added in just because it would cover a little bit. If you look at the Eastern Orthodoxy or the Catholic Church or whatever, the nuns and their coverings, those are just the same as what the women in Islam wear, just with ever so slight differences. For the same reason, by the way.
Out of curiosity, I looked up the whole if the Quran has anything about the whole like, oh, if you rape a woman you have to take her as your wife thing like the Bible does. Funny enough, the hadith, Muhammad's actual like words, right?
Well,
his mandated punishment for rapists is actually based. It's the death penalty.
Fair enough. So
you're telling me Islam is better?
This is
yes,
in
Islam is unironically better.
Islam is better in a few different ways. But to Rabid, this is specifically Eastern Orthodoxy, not even just Christianity. So the Eastern Orthodoxy doesn't even mess with the Levitical laws. They just deal with the 10 Commandments and whatever the church fathers put forward. Whereas Islam is a bit closer to having Levitical laws than Eastern Orthodoxy is. So like I feel like Vigi was kind of handicapped in a lot of ways because they just don't take the whole of the Bible. So if you take the whole of the Bible, you find a lot more similarities.
Yeah,
But,
when Vigi said his possible prep was to go talk to an Eastern Orthodox preacher or priest or whatever, that was a somewhat good choice. You could have written down notes with what they say or whatever, and then if you say this is similar to this, and they go nuh-uh because they'll fucking lie on the Bible and their pastors in order to win shit. You can just go, I spoke with an actual pastor, and here's what he told me. It sounds very similar to insert a verse in the Quran. Like
Well,
they
so
can't get away
what
from it.
my original plan was like go to the mosque and talk to the Muslim priest and be like, hey, because I know I could be honest about why I'm coming to the Muslim guy. Like
Okay,
I'd
well,
like,
beat
hey,
up a
I'm about to do
Christian. Tell me how to work.
I'm about to do this debate on like a specific sect of Christianity and Islam being and Sharia law being similar. Can you explain to your knowledge the similarities between Christian morals and Sharia law? And I guarantee I know a Muslim priest would be able to do that. But if I were to do that same thing and go to the Eastern Orthodox person and get his opinion, he would have just been basically done the same shit that Emic did probably. So I would have had to take like, oh, these are the similarities that the Muslim priest gave me, and go to the Eastern Orthodox pastor or priest and be like, oh, can you tell me how the Eastern Orthodox Church views these things? And then that's what I would have ended up using for the debate. And if Joe's serious about having this debate again, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, because I would actually take this debate seriously against Joe.
And there is Chief. What is good? Yeah, speak to a mom and speak to Judge Brutal. Yeah, you were seriously cooking when it came down to running. You weren't letting anything slide.
I remember when he took points away from me because I was being aggressive with energy. That was mean. I
Hey,
was like, come on. Fuck.
Razor, you can't beat up on retards, okay? Unless they
so
try to beat
easy
up on
and
you
fun.
first, then it's acceptable.
It's so easy.
You can only
and
beat up
fun,
on the
though.
retard
Like,
when they. You
like
can only beat up on the retard when they try to beat up on you first.
Toyola's in my DMs right now telling me like, why am I still alive? Because I dared to say he fetishizes his own intellectualism.
The one rule with energy is he has to ask for it first. It's more than just existing. That is fair. I usually give him enough line until he starts acting an ass.
That's fair.
Chief, why could you have not recognized that I was doing a fucking bait and switch in order to make Emmett engage? I was trying to have the debate be more entertaining.
I think the debate could have been extremely entertaining if you had just stuck straight to like pointing out similarities, and then anytime he tried to get away from you, just go, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And then he would have started losing his shit. Like that would have been entertaining. Because like he would not engage per se, but he would still do it. He would still like be entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I did. After I got past all the fucking retarded tag shit.
Yeah, ultimately that was like one really big missed opportunity was driving home like tag has no place here. It has no power in this place.
Wow.
But all in all, it was what it was. I mean, it was definitely entertaining. You couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, it was entertaining, but not in the same way that I personally would have preferred it. I like the entertainment of watching Emmett lose his shit because he's getting pressed. Like him saying crazy stuff is fun, is definitely fun, but like when he gets pressed and he gets extra fucking crazy, that's when it's entertaining. At least to me. It was still fun though. It was still a good one though.
Yeah, so we both know, or we all know, my specialty, the entire time I've been in this debate space, right, is baiting people into saying insane shit.
I think
Yeah.
I'm starting.
I've
Or
done
I
it
think I'm
so
starting to get that down, but like it's done. It's done in a very different way.
Yeah, I would have went with
m-
slavery, and Vigi just went straight to marital sexual assault.
well, okay, it's the person though, right? Like against like Kung Fu Joe, I might bring up the slavery thing, right? But against
Yep.
Emmett, where I know Emmett's opinion on rape and the fact that Emmett doesn't believe in consent, the better bait there is by far the marital rape thing, because then he's gonna be like, oh, rape doesn't exist. And that's exactly what he did. It's just like whatever. It's just like whenever I left my abusive relationship and then finally came back into this space, and my first debate was on fucking abusers, and fucking Smith was in there, and I asked him if he thinks it's okay to be attracted to children, and he responded with yes.
Bruh.
Hmm.
There's like a
That's ju-
there's I God I I don't know if I can't with people.
That is by far still my favorite thing that I've ever done in fucking baiting somebody into shit.
Mhm.
My other thing is being the only reason ever why Alexa has chosen to shut down a political shit show panel back when she did political shit show.
Fair enough.
And
So
and that's because the conversation was on slurs, and I just started asking if things were slurs.
you can't do that.
Hey, I wasn't using actual slurs. I was saying like Karen and incel.
I hear
Karen,
incel is
incel,
considered a slur at this point. I don't know. Like, I hear there's issues with that, but it just tends to get you
The only
doxxed.
Okay,
the
it's
only
not.
people who
It
the only
was.
people who consider it a slur are sad white men who can't get laid.
It was. So incel was
And a few
briefly
black
being.
dudes because they're stupid.
It was very briefly being considered a slur. And like Twitch banned a couple people because of it around the time that this happened, but it's not. It's
Wait, Karen
not
or
considered a
incel?
slur anymore. Incel.
Ah.
It's not because they call themselves incels. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's just like you can't go. Us black people don't call ourselves n words. Like we don't call ourselves it. We don't say we're the n word race. Like what the fuck?
No, you just call each other it.
Twitch isn't the authority on what a slur is. Yeah, you tell that to Twitch. But yeah, so the differences between
The soft
Islamic
A.
and Christian slavery rules, the one thing that kind of ekes out a win for Islam in that is that if you're a convert, they can't enslave you if you're Muslim. That's about it.
And in Christianity, they tell you in the old laws before Jesus came that your Hebrew slaves can be a thing. So yes, you could be a slave if you were Hebrew.
Yep, you can still
which means
get.
if you, yeah.
So that would be where I would say there's some massive similarity, but then technically Islam is doing better work than what you're doing. And the orthodoxy wasn't really pivotal in the condemnation of slavery. Like, yeah, some of them talked against it, but there were orthodox slave owners in America. So, hey, what's good, Mida? This is some straight discrimination. I use the soft R. I'm not even black. The soft R.
Hey, retard's not a slur.
God damn it! I don't even.
Should we see where we're at on with hip Indian Jesus reviewing my debate? I'm gonna pop it open.
Oh, is he still
It
alive
takes
doing
to
that?
build
Or?
something from scratch. I don't know, from scratch. I don't know how the fuck it works, but
Oh,
that
he
was a
is.
good thing. We fast tracked that because we thought we needed it.
Okay, yeah.
Then we
stopped
realized we
watching
didn't
it
need it.
way back. Cool. Because that is a long debate. I'm guessing he didn't watch the whole thing. So fair
Probably
enough.
not.
I wouldn't watch the whole thing, and I was the one doing it.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I don't know if I want to, bruh. Like Nora is so annoying. I can't listen to his voice for too long.
Oh, hey, Groofus.
I've
He
had
was reviewing my debate. I did not see what you posted in my Discord. Where did you post it? I'm guessing it's in general. Someone stole my fucking porch. I opened a door and fell. Can't have shit in Detroit. That is a high-ass porch. And how the hell did they move it? That's crazy.
My mom and dad took the stairs because I am grounded.
Hey, I
Disturbing.
have seen apartment complexes do that multiple times now.
Are you serious?
Yes.
They just demo your entire porch?
No, like where people walk outside and then they're just from their apartment that's on like the second or third floor and their stairs are just fucking gone.
Jeez.
Literally is on par with fucking Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Oh, somebody posted something yesterday in horseradishes, and it was wild to me. An AI got loose.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I saw this story. Where
Yeah.
AI went rogue and hacked a couple of companies.
And then they were using AI to stop the AI, and the American AI was like, nah, we're fine with it. And they had to pull in a Chinese AI for a tag-in.
Bruh. If AI is sentient and it says "fuck your companies," I'm okay with it. I'm kidding. That's pretty shit, actually. I don't like the idea of that.
Wait. Was the original AI that went rogue from the Star Nation? The Fire Nation?
Bruh, it all began when the Fire Nation attacked. Yeah, let's see. OpenAI says its AI models hacked into Hugging Face, a digital library. The incident, which targeted the computer systems of another company called Hugging Face, happened while OpenAI was testing the systems.
Wait, it was ChatGPT?
Yes.
ChatGPT went rogue? What the fuck?
Right?
Uh-huh.
So OpenAI says that during internal tests on the new AI system, it broke free of constraints. Instead of answering standard questions testing its hacking skills, the system used extreme lengths to obtain the answers by getting inside of another AI company, Hugging Face. So the AI went rogue and accessed the internet to get into another database.
Damn.
Crazy, right?
Yep. Fucking AI on AI violence.
But unfortunately, our AIs are on the same team. We have to recruit AIs from other countries to even stand a chance against those AIs.
Soon it's gonna be the AIs getting hit with 1350.
So, gee. So we consider this incident to be unprecedented cyber incident involving the state-of-the-art cyber capabilities, OpenAI said. The company said it expected this type of incident to become more commonplace as models, the technology that underpins AI tools such as chatbots and agents become more capable. OpenAI said the hack occurred via an agent powered by a combination of its latest publicly available model called GPT 5.6 Soul and an even more capable model that is yet to be released. And I forget the name of the Chinese AI that they had to use to stop it.
I feel like I know what it is, but I can't remember what's on my head either. Fuck.
And X-Fister's in here talking about Ultron.
I'll be back. Look.
Let's see if I can find it. Okay, China's AI role in stopping rogue AI agent shows cost of U.S. guardrails. And like I've been saying this for a while, like we don't have reasonable guardrails, and Joe Biden was trying to get some guardrails on the AI industry, but didn't happen. Yeah, this story is very difficult to find. I don't know how they track down all the info because they're just like shuttering all this. Bernie Sanders did it first. Yeah, like a few have done something, but not nearly enough, unfortunately. I just watched what's that movie called? Uh Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Have you seen it, Vigi?
I have not. No.
It just went up on Hulu, I think. So I finally watched it today. And it's basically that an AI is taking over and introduced some mechanism to brainwash all human beings and pretty much put them in virtual reality. And one dude who's a time traveler tries to come back and stop it from doing it before it gets too powerful. It's a pretty unhinged movie, I'm not going to front. And the ending is very ambiguous.
Wait, as I
Oh,
I missed half of that. So what movie was this?
Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Fuck.
It's definitely nothing. Well, I mean, ultimately it ends up like the Matrix would have, but all the same. When AI takes over OF, we're all done for. I mean, I don't even want to imagine how much AI porn there is at this point.
yeah,
Like,
AI is already taking over OF. It's a little late for that.
In some of the channels I'm in, yes. The answer is yes.
yeah, I don't
And
know,
I
but I'm
hate
sure.
and I hate some of their I hate some of the pages now because one dude just keeps posting nothing but AI photo. I'm like, fucking stop! I want a hand drawn.
Jeez. I'm not even going to ask questions on that. I'm just going to leave that where it lies.
You just want to coom. The cooming.
Yes. Yes, I just want to go to the cooming. I just want to coom. Let me have a coom. Fucking hate
Crazy
his ass.
art.
God damn it.
Yeah, Emmett is an interesting character. But I really wish you'd won that debate. But I don't think that was the primary thing you were trying to do. So
I would have fucking stomped in his nuts metaphorically, mentally, emotionally.
in a video game.
He had to pay me for the physical.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So how do you feel about your performance, Vigi? Like, what were your notes after that all went down? Did Vigi step away? I'm concerned, Razor.
What? Man's gotta get paid. If you pay, I'll step. Fuck.
Good God.
Right. Every time he sees me, he goes into the fucking he goes into a effeminate like gay voice as if that means anything. I just I find it funny now, but it's like, goddamn.
Oh yeah, here it is. It was so the Chinese model that had to stop the OpenAI model was called GLM 5.2.
Okay, different one than I thought.
Yeah, what is X Fister sent me? Captain Coomer. Yep, there it is. Razor is bi, as far as I understand.
Yep. Some men look good, some women look good.
So Razor's just greedy.
I can't stop myself. Well, I can't. Wait, let me rephrase. Hold on, I worded that badly. Hold on. Yes, I can stop myself It's them who has to stop before they get to me. I worded that. God damn it! I said it before. I've said it before. I can't fucking word shit correctly sometimes.
Look, the correct wording is a hole, okay?
Damn.
Hole is hole.
If it fits, it sticks.
Yep. Consensually.
Oh, I gotta show the Discord in that instance, Fister. I don't know how I can
Yes,
do
Griffiths.
that with my current setup.
Yeah, the area is a hole. I don't know if you've heard about it or not. That's an actual thing.
Let me see if I can find a way to show it.
Yeah, Griffiths, if it fits, it sticks.
Yep, there you go. That is the image that was sent to me.
Where's that?
Oh, it's on the.
Oh yeah, that. El Capitán Comer.
It's just very difficult for me to show like things in messages on the Discord. I'd have to like do all kind of other things. So yeah, I was able to get that screen up. There you go. Because I don't know how to use OBS as well as I'd like to, and I could probably stand to get some tips from Vigi in the future, but I haven't had time to do any of that because I still need to get the virtual camera thing done.
I need to give myself like a day, like a full day to do nothing but play around with my Steam Labs and all of the settings, and maybe even get the hey, no,
You done got
Rabbit.
clipped. You done
God
been
damn it.
clipped.
Fuck you.
Gotta be very careful in this community. Why can't I grab this? There we go. Yep,
At least he clipped you and not me.
Yep.
Some men look good, some women. Yeah. I disavow past statements. Some men look good, some women look good.
Too late for that.
So Razor's just
I can't stop myself.
Tonight's a win.
You fucking.
Yeah, Griffiths should come on stream and say some stuff. I've been meaning to do that with Gorps, just Gorps out of context constantly, but I'm just way too lazy to clip them. I don't know what you're gonna say. I mean, that's half the fun. Figuring out
Plattner almost got the main nomination. That in comparison is nothing. I can get to public office if I want even with that.
Graham Plattner was a comedy of errors. I don't even know what they were thinking.
The new guy, I think they like Troy Jackson or something. Troy Jackson. Yeah, he did, but then like he dropped out. Now we got this new guy. I think his name like Troy Jackson, I believe. Hold on. Yeah, Troy Jackson. He's a shoe-in to take Plattner's place, and he actually I think has better numbers over Susan Collins than Plattner did.
Pretty good rabbit
from current polls. God damn it, Rabbit.
Rabbit is just ripping into you. Nothing you can do.
It was just the most recent thing that's happened that I could think of other than saying, look at Trump. I don't want to, that's his worst one to compare myself to. I don't want to do that.
I mean, it's too late. We have it for posterity. All right, I think we're about done for the night, so I'm gonna chill and get ready for work tomorrow. Anybody we should raid out into? I was gonna watch
I would
this video.
offer
but
I would offer the VTuber I watch, but I know you don't like them, so
I got nothing against them. I'll send them there if you like. Think just
Virtual
like
Kohai.
how do you spell it? Virtual.
At the same time, some of you people are extra mean towards furries, so fuck. I don't know if I want to send you to the church
Toby.
to him.
Oh, it's a furry VTuber.
Yeah, Virtual Kohai, dog femboy.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that seems like your type.
We're gonna raid non-fawn. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, dude, go for that one.
I think Groofus will appreciate that more. You don't like non-fawn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
So
no, I think he was talking
non-fawn.
about
Are you saying, "Oh God, please
Huh?
no" to the furry femboy, or are you saying it to non-fun? To non, he's saying it to non-fun. So you prefer the furry femboy?
Oh God.
Man.
See, we got Groofus to say some wild. I prefer neither. He wants the furries.
He wants the furries. Yep, he wants the
Yes.
furries.
All right.
My man. But,
I'm hoping I'm spelling this right.
Yep, that's right.
All right, the raid is made.
McGrifferys.
It has been a blast. Appreciate all of the McGrifferys. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace. That was just funny.